Hey guys, welcome back to News with Science, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Here to talk to you about some more Spider-Man news. This time we're going to be talking about the potential Spider-Man 4 movie that was supposed to probably happen, but honestly, I didn't have any high expectations for it. I didn't think it was going to happen. And I'm not saying I'm glad I was right, but I am saying that I'm glad that I did keep my expectations tempered, because the movie's not going to be happening, at least not with Tobey Maguire. So anyways, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. I post videos on a daily basis. And also follow me on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch for other kinds of content there if YouTube is not your thing or if you don't want to support me here. But aside from that, definitely subscribe. It really helps the channel if you're interested in more YouTube videos. We're also hyping up Marvel Spider-Man 2 on the channel, so definitely subscribe if you want to see more of that. So moving on with the Spider-Man 4 news and this breaking news that the fourth movie is not going to be happening, at least with Tobey Maguire. So the anticipated Spider-Man movie has been canceled, and this is coming from giantfreakingrobot.com. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to leave a link on YouTube because sometimes YouTube tends to take down videos with questionable links. So unfortunately, you're going to have to just Google it. Just literally type up anticipated Spider movie canceled, and it's like literally like the first link on Google, and it comes from Giant Freaking Robot once again. And if you're interested in reading the article, I'll go ahead and give my thoughts about it once I'm done here. So when Spider-Man No Way Home brought together the three Spider-Men, it left the Marvel world reeling, mostly because it meant or could mean that both Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire could theoretically be brought back for another web-slinging adventure of their own. However, it appears that the potential Spider-Man 4 with Maguire is not going to happen after all, which is quite disappointing. Maguire's giant cameo in Tom Holland-led Spider-World seems to have been a one-time affair, or at least until he is potentially brought back for Avengers Secret Wars. Tobey Maguire is an older actor, 47 years old to be exact, and one that might not be interested in the stunts that it takes to be Spider-Man, although one can argue that at least CGI and a stunt double could be used since Spider-Man wears a mask, but that's just me. He was involved in the final fight that show all the past and present villains connect with the past and present webheads, which could mean that he had to be reminded physically what it takes to be a superhero and decided to bow out of contention for another solo adventure. This is just speculation at this point, but we would imagine that Marvel movies are quite taxing on the body. I definitely would imagine as well. I mean, look at a lot of the past actors, including Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, for example. Those guys are ripped and they're in great shape, and I'm pretty sure it is quite taxing, especially as you start to get older. It can be very daunting and just taxing on your body just to maintain your frame and your body and your physique. I can only imagine that, but again, it is speculation at this point. So while Tobey Maguire not returning in Spider-Man 4 is going to be a huge letdown, it does mean that we could be seeing Andrew Garfield step back into the role, assuming that Tom Holland no longer wants to portray the snarky Peter Parker. Holland has long been vocal about his wishes to leave behind the role, and that could happen with the fourth movie in his universe. Plus, with the existence of the multiverse, Marvel could certainly find some way to swap Holland out with Garfield. There is also the Sony Spider-Man universe to bring up, which is being put together via the various villains that are in the characters' rogues gallery. Personally, I don't really believe in the Sony Marvel universe because their movies have been kind of a flop, with the exception of Venom, because only he's very, very popular, like more than Morbius. That movie was a total flop. And I honestly do not believe in the Kraven movie, and I don't like the direction that Sony's taking that character. And I really could care less about the Spider-Man spin-off films that Sony has going on, with the exception of the Into the Spider-Verse franchise, because at least Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a great movie, and I'm definitely looking forward to their sequels. So Kraven, Morbius, Madame Web, and El Muerto, the movie that everybody's been looking forward to, are all getting their own solo adventures, which could mean there is a grander plot being put together that will require Spider-Man to take on these villains. However, who the actor is taking on the role of the hero is still up in the air. Everyone was hoping that Tobey Maguire would be getting another shot to portray Spider-Man, and that includes us. But it seems that it will not be happening for now. Marvel might be plenty busy planning the Phase 5 and Phase 6 outcomes, and that likely does not include the Sony plan. Again, Holland might be on his way out of the role, which would mean another deal and will have to be struck between Sony and Marvel that potentially brings in Andrew Garfield. For now, everyone can go watch the extended version of Spider-Man No Way Home and see Maguire, Holland, and Garfield together in all their glory. Marvel has certainly been wanting to be as ambitious as possible, and the newest Spider-Man movie was the perfect accumulation of the three different versions of the character's story being brought together quite harmoniously. Maguire might not be returning to the role right now, but he could come back sometime later, or so we all hope. Personally, I don't really want Tobey Maguire to come back in a fourth Spider-Man movie, and You may be asking, well, Ronnie, that's kind of weird seeing that Tobey Maguire is your favorite Spider-Man in the movies, and why wouldn't you want to come back? Aren't you a Spider-Man fan? Well, I am, but if he's going to come back, it has to be for a good reason. Not for the sake of him getting a fourth solo outing. It has to make sense. In this case, for Spider-Man No Way Home, it totally made sense why he came back, and they didn't shoehorn him in. He was a necessity, and so was Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. But if he's going to come back, then the next film that I would like to see him make an appearance in is Avengers Secret Wars, which is a multiverse kind of movie, and it's a multiverse kind of storyline. And that would totally make sense. I honestly don't expect him to return in a fourth or, a new solo Spider-Man movie, because just like this article mentions, it is quite taxing to be a superhero. But then again, it's not really an excuse, because with the help of CGI and stunt doubles, it can easily be done. I mean, look at Paul Rudd. The guy's like 52 years old and he's still in his shape, and he's able to do superhero movies. A lot of the cast members who play superheroes in these movies are well into like their mid to late 40s to even early 50s, and they have no problem doing the work. I'm sure they have stunt doubles, and I'm sure they have CGI and everything like that to help them out and to like kind of enhance the movie in that way. Honestly, I just don't see it in the cards, and I don't think Tobey Maguire would be committed to another franchise, at least another 2 or 3 movies or so. Just him making a cameo appearance, at least maybe providing some help in Secret Wars, is probably going to be enough for him, and it will probably be his final outing as the webhead. That's just the way I see it. But personally, I don't want Tobey Maguire Spider-Man to have a sequel. Neither do I want the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man to have a sequel. And it only makes sense from here on in for the current modern Spider-Man, which is Tom Holland, to have a new trilogy and let it conclude at that. I'm surprised that Tom Holland has been vocal about wanting to quit the role of Spider-Man, because when he first started the role, when he first got it, he was extremely ecstatic and, like just really overall very excited to play the role. And being fairly still really young at 26 years old, Tom Holland still has a lot of years in him to play Spider-Man. He can still play Spider-Man well into his mid-40s if he wanted to, even almost 50, and be a mature Spider-Man. But for him to say that he's been kind of wanting to leave the role behind and maybe give it to somebody else, it's kind of surprising to me, and he's been saying that for quite some time. But if Sony and Marvel makes a great deal with Tom Holland where like they pay him the big bucks, I'm sure he can easily change his mind. But anyways, you let me know your thoughts about this supposed canceled Spider-Man movie, this Spider-Man 4 to be exact, and comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. Would you like to see Tobey Maguire return to the role in a solo outing? Or would you like to see him just make an appearance in another film, perhaps Avengers Secret Wars? Comment down below your thoughts and let me know why. If you agree with my opinion, let me know. If you disagree as well, same thing, let me know. Anyways, that's all I got for you tonight. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notification so you all don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you didn't like it, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.